evening, everyone. My name is Vernisha Jones, and I am the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And we believe that we are the solution to the violence in our community. Our theme is Nothing With Us, Without Us. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is sponsored by Fathers Who Care, which is a nonprofit organization located on the west side of Chicago within the West Garfield Park community. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is comprised of young people from our community whose focus and concern is youth leadership and having a voice within a community to reduce senseless violence and illegal substance use. We invite people from all over, especially our young people, to come in and see what we are all about. Our show will be scheduled every Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, that is every Thursday at 7 p.m. And just to remind you guys, we only have maybe 1 or 2 shows left, and then we will be back in maybe like 2 seasons, but Fathers Who Care will be the next show coming up. Our show can also be viewed online at www.cantv.org/live. Again, that is www.cantv.org/live. Well, everyone, I would like to introduce my guest this evening. She looks so pretty, don't she?
Thank you.
Dr. Tamela Odom. She's the Chief of Staff for the 1st District Commissioner Tara Stamps. Thank you for being a guest on tonight's show.
I'm glad to be here. It's like coming back home. I haven't been here in a while, so it's exciting to be back at CAN TV.
I appreciate you, letting your schedule, because she was supposed to be here a couple of weeks ago, but some stuff happened, but I appreciate you for being able to, come back and, support us.
Of course.
Again, everyone, my name is Vernisha Jones. I'm the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, and you are watching a live interactive program brought to you by CAN TV 21. During the next 25 minutes, we are going to be discussing bridging the intergenerational gap between young people and elected officials. Are you ready to get into this conversation?
This is going to be a good topic, so yes, I am ready. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's get into it. So my first question I have for you, can you explain to our audience who are you and what is your purpose for existing? And when you're answering this question, I want you to dig a little deep in it. I want you to speak a little bit about I want to know about what you do on a professional level, but at the same time, I want the people to get to know you as a person.
Well, this is good because you're starting off, this is a good journalist question, so I'm excited. Go ahead. This is good. I got a good host that sharing with us this evening. So I, as you mentioned, I serve as both the chief of staff in a sense, but my policy director leadership skills is what I'm doing for the 1st District. So my title is Director of Policy or Legislation. So What I do is we research the legislation, we research policy, we think about what the 1st District needs, and not just the 1st District, but it goes as far as Cook County. We know that there are certain issues that are prevalent in our communities and neighborhoods all throughout Cook County, and so I work with Commissioner Tara Stamps to figure out what her platform is, what are some of those things that are really important to her, and we try to figure out how we can propose legislation to make those things happen. Now, specifically for the 1st District, we look at what are the needs of the community and the constituents of the 1st District. How do we bring finances and resources back to the 1st District? How do we make it easy for people to find ways to pay their property taxes or get their streets taken care of? Or we talk about violence and crime and those issues that are prevalent in our neighborhoods that we just don't want to stand for anymore. So we try to find ways in which we can engage the community, engage our constituents, let them know that we're there to serve them, because that's what public servant is supposed to do. You're supposed to serve those.
And we need to know. We need to know that they are there to serve us.
And that's important because oftentimes people don't go and visit their elected officials' offices. A lot of them don't even know where their offices are in their area. Some of them are walking distance from your home, where you can go in and talk to your elected officials, talk to their staff members like myself, and find out what's important in your area or in the county, or how you can get involved, or some things that you can be a part of, so that you can know what's going on. Because a lot of times people vote for popularity, but you truly need to know what is going on in that person who is representing you and what their stance is. Now that's my 9 to 5. But outside of that, I am a motivational speaker, keynote. I also share in giving people lessons in life coaching, a purpose-driven coach, helping people find their purpose, because a lot of people, believe it or not, are living this life and they have no idea of their purpose. Because you ask me, why am I alive? Didn't you ask me that? And I truly believe that everybody has one talent, one skill, one ability that they do so well, and they're happy in doing it, and it will make them wildly successful. They don't have to worry about money. They don't have to worry about the hours they put into it, because they're so excited to do it that it's their purpose. And I help people find that, and I help them navigate that purpose and find out what that purpose does for themselves and for the world. Because I don't believe you get to have skills and talent, ability, and purpose without not giving back to other people, because that's what we're supposed to do, because we multiply, we give to other people, and then they grow, and then more people grow, and then that's when we see the better parts of this world, when we see people operating in purpose.
And that's a blessing to see that you're not selfish with it. You have a lot of people that, like you said, you want to see people multiply and grow, and then you have them people that don't really want to see somebody doing better than them, so they try to keep the information away from them. So that's good to see that you're willing to help people. And so you said you basically help people. If people wanted to get in contact with you as far as any type of services that you offer, because you guys see she got a lot going on. She got a lot going on. So if anybody wanted to get in contact with you for any services that you offer, how could they get in contact with you?
Yes, thank you for that opportunity to share, because this is where I get excited talking about helping people and being Dr. O.
I love it.
So you can reach me on social media, Dr. O, or you can find me Dr. Tamela Odom, Leadership and Empowerment Coach. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all social media. You can also find my website at www.odomcoaching.com. You can email me at info@odomcoaching.com, ODOM. And yeah, connect with me. I love to connect with people. I love opportunities like this to share. I love to talk to people and help them find that direction and that purpose, because it's nothing like seeing a person happy when you can tell that they're now operating in the purpose that we know that they're supposed to. It just changes your entire life. So I get excited about that.
I definitely like that. And just to let you guys know, because I know I'm a person where I feel like I could tell people. I could kind of read people when I meet people. And a lot of people I done ran across, I could tell. I will tell you in a heartbeat, like, this person is not the person that you probably want to talk to, because and this is my first time actually meeting her in person, and your energy from meeting you just today has been amazing.
Thank you.
Has been really amazing, and I already feel comfortable around her, and I haven't been around her that long, so I feel like she's definitely a perfect person to be able to talk to. I'm gonna definitely have to get your information as well, because I'm 27, so I feel like I'm still navigating through life and still trying to figure out life on its own. So I feel like I would definitely, do justice with, hearing information and different stuff that you have going on.
Well, let's do this, because I appreciate this opportunity to come back home to CAN TV and to be able to talk. So I'm going to offer you a free coaching session with me. We're going to do one coaching session. We're going to get you together. We're going to see how that's going to work. It's a 1 hour session, but we can do a lot together in 1 hour. Now, we're going to do a free coaching session for her, but everybody else, you got to figure it out.
I appreciate that. So the next question I had was asking you about the duties and responsibilities of the things you do, but I think you pretty much answered that, or whatever the case may be. So,
but can I talk about it a little bit more?
Yes, ma'am. So I was asking about your duties and your responsibilities for the Chief of Staff and the Director of Legislative Affairs.
Yes. So thank you for that. So Chief of Staff, you have to work closely with constituents, closely with the staff, the people who are the nucleus, the people behind the scenes that make that elected official look good. It's our job as the staff to be there with that elected official, to be their eyes and their ears, to help them decide on policy and strategy, because we want to make sure that the impact of that particular elected official is worthwhile. So it's part of my responsibility to work with the staff to figure out how do we operate smoothly in the office, what are the day-to-day operations in the office, and how do we work together to make it run smoothly. In addition to that, how do we propose legislation and making sure that every person on the staff knows what's going on? Because even if I'm working on policy, we want to make sure that everybody on the staff feels comfortable, at least initially having those conversations, because if they run into a constituent, they may have questions for everybody, right? So we have to make sure that everybody is at least have entry-level education on what our office brings to the 1st District. So that's part of my responsibility, is to do that and to keep people motivated. It is not easy working in politics. It is not easy sometimes having to deal with people. We love y'all, but sometimes it's not easy. But we understand people are frustrated, right? People have a lot going on. People have issues. So that frustration comes off on the staff. So part of my responsibility is to train people on how to deal with people and to make them feel welcome, even if they may have some issues that they're dealing with. Quality customer service goes a long way, and we don't see it quite often. I know I go places all the time and think, why in the world am I here? Because I felt from the customer service experience.
That it was going to be something.
You already know. So then I want people, when they experience the 1st District, because I am really invested in what we do, and I want to see Commissioner Tar Stamps be successful. So it starts internally with our staff to make sure that we're fully trained, understand what we're supposed to do, knowledgeable about the platform and such when it comes to legislation, and to make people feel welcome when they come into our office.
Okay, and so you said one thing, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot more that comes with it. Can you let our audience know some challenges that you have faced? Wow.
Everything is always good. There are no.
Really? I was going to say, really?
I must be really convincing, because she thought.
I was trying to know what you just said. But I thought that was her only challenge. Hold on.
No.
Because you seem so bubbly, so it's like, you might deal with stuff, but it's like you seem like you know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Even if you're going through something. You know how people, they work places and it's like once something happened, it could destroy your whole day. You seem like a person where if something happened, yeah, it might make you mad at that moment, but then it's like you go right back into business mode. It's like it don't stop you.
But see, that's a good point, because I don't know if you've ever ran into somebody and they can ruin your whole day by a few short words. They can ruin your whole day, and then they live in your head rent free, and you can't get it out of your head. And then you play it over and
thinking
over.
about what should I say? I should have said this. I didn't say this part. Yes.
Or you may think I shouldn't have said that. You know, I just truly believe, this is what I always tell myself. It is very unlikely that I will see this person again.
Yeah.
So because of that, I cannot allow you to live in my head rent free. I have to also remind myself and the people in a nice way, you need our help. That's when you came into our office, right?
Yeah.
So you have to understand that you get more with kindness. So sometimes when we don't show people themselves in the mirror, because a lot of times we reflect, you say you give that person that same energy. I don't believe in that, because then you're adding fire with fire. No, we don't want to burn the house down. So sometimes kind words will turn away that wrath. Or sometimes if you just tell that person, you know what, let me just give you a minute to take a breath. I know you may be upset, and you let them know that you understand their concerns. I understand that you came in with an issue, but I am not your issue, right? I'm here to help you. And when you not just say that, but your words and your actions line up, people will cool out a little bit. Now you're going to have some people, they don't care because they feel like everybody's the same and they feel like you're just giving them the runaround. They're going to be upset. You figure out a way to help them and keep it moving, because like I said before, it is very unlikely that you may see them again. Sometimes you will. So think of it like this is a temporary situation. Let me get this done. I still represent the 1st District, and I want to do that with quality and excellence. And so when I'm done, maybe when you leave here and you're satisfied, you'll think about what you did and you'll pay it forward. So the next time you'll understand, well, you know what, maybe I didn't handle that so good.
Yeah. And then when I look at that situation, and like you said, I feel like sometimes people just don't know.
Yeah.
Like in situations, just like prime example, me personally, say for instance, something going wrong with your bill. And you call the company that the bill is, and your thing is something happened to your bill, and so the first person that you talk to you enraged because something happened to your bill.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like that's the same with going into these different offices. They probably going in and they man said this happened, but at the same time, the person that you're dealing with is not the person that did the situation to you. So I definitely agree with everything that you're saying as far as that, because I'm a witness. I have. But then in the midst of it, I feel like I always catch myself. And I always be like, I'm sorry if I came off a certain type of way, but I'm frustrated. I got this going on and this going on. And you never know, like you said, you could turn it around.
You can.
You could definitely turn it around. And we all have our moments, but yeah.
And we all are work in progress, so we have to give ourselves grace sometimes and know that, we may not have handled a situation the best way, so we go back and we fix it.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes. And so as you know, this is a youth council show.
Yes.
And as I mentioned in the title is Bridging the Intergenerational Gap Between Elected Officials and Our Young People. How can we as community stakeholders bridge the intergenerational gap between our young people and our elected officials? Me personally, I could say, when I go around young people and I might bring up, certain elected officials, a lot of our young people don't know who elected officials is. The ones we bring around, but for the most part, I would say 60-70% don't know. You will ask them who this person is. They don't know who they people in the area is. So how can we get better with allowing our young people to know who the people that are representing them, especially with them getting of age to the point where it's like you're at the age where you gonna be voting, or this stuff, it's about your life, So how can I need some answers.
I got answers. I hope they're the right answers.
Okay.
So, one of the things I have to say is that I'm so thankful that now teens can register to vote before they turn 18.
Yep.
And we have to make sure that we capitalize, on that. You can be 17 years old. As long as you turn 18 by the election, you can vote. You can register to vote. So that's very important to know. The second thing is, and I know I'm about to date myself, and you may even be like, oh, MG, I thought you were younger, but it's what it is. Maybe you already think like I'm an old lady. But anyway, I'm in auntie status. I'm okay with it.
As you should.
But I remember when I was younger, when my mother went to vote, she would take me and my sisters with her to the polling place. I remember when my mother, my youngest sister, my mother was pregnant with my youngest sister. This was in February when she was voting for Mayor Harold Washington. I know that was a long time ago. So I remember my mother was pregnant. She went into labor and she was on her way to the hospital. She said, nope, you got to take me by the polling place. You hear me?
Really?
Yeah, and that stuck with me. And I remember helping her get dressed. She had to put that coat on because it was February. Y'all remember the Hawk used to be disrespectful in the 80s. And it's still kind of
like it is right now.
Well, because right now.
Like it is right
it's getting back to that now. So I remember her, and she took us in the polling place with her. She voted and then went to the hospital. I remember she would explain that it's important that you exercise your right to vote, and she would remind us of the 60s and then the civil rights movement. When I grew up, we were ingrained in that. We had to understand what that meant and how it translated to what we as young Americans at that time had our responsibility. It was a passing of the torch. Yeah. And so because of that, that's how I got into politics, because I remember volunteering in campaigns when I was a teenager because it was ingrained in me to see my folks, that they understood that our right to vote was something that we could not take for granted. And you see that our rights are slowly being repealed because it's happening right before our very eyes. So to answer your question, some of our parents now may not be so involved in politics, but we have to seek out organizations. There's an organization I know that's connected to the 1st District where they have teen voter registration days, and this is a good organization you might want to have on your show where they talk about how to get teens involved in voter registration and how to exercise their right to vote. I remember when I was in high school, we had civics classes, and we talked about how do you vote? What's a bill? How's the bill pass? What does it mean when you vote? What's an absentee ballot? Why is it important that you understand what's the difference between a primary and then the election? all those things. And then what is Super Tuesday? And then what happens in March and February and all those other things.
And they need to know it.
They need to know that. How do you get on the ballot? Because I truly believe that some of our youth should think about running for office. So all those things are very important, but it starts with education and that zeal and that compassion and passion and understanding that you have a purpose, because a lot of our youth are done with politics because they're like, I don't see that there is a change.
It's nothing happening.
But that's a proof that we need them so that we can have a change. So let's talk about that more and encourage other youth, and we can connect you with that organization to talk about teens and voter registration.
Okay, that'd be amazing. And if you guys are just not tuning in, my guest on tonight's show is Dr. Tamela Odom. We are having an amazing conversation about bridging the gap between our young people and our elected officials, and just talking about the different stuff that's happening in Chicago where we stay. Before we get down, every time I have these discussions, it's like the time go by so fast once you start talking. But I want to make sure she gets some information out. So can you let everybody know some stuff that you guys have going on? If you guys have any events or anything happening for Christmas time, if you have some stuff going on, anything that's going on or coming up, can you let our audience know?
Yes. So we are going to have Christmas photos in our office at 6614 West North Avenue. So we're going to have Christmas photos with Santa, and we're going to have hot chocolate. It's going to be a warm and fuzzy fun time of the holiday season. So call our office. You can find us online, Cook County Commissioner Tara Stamps, and you can call our office 312-603-4566 to find out more information about Christmas in our district with Santa Claus. So come on and take those pictures. It's going to be a lovely time. It always is a lot of fun.
Okay.
And then secondly, I just want to add in our last few minutes of time, I got to turn my Dr. O hat on now. So I'm hosting a master class Saturday, December 14th at 12 p.m. noon. It's going to be at 4351 South Drexel. It's free. And we're going to be talking about the law of the lid, how you can break past the lid towards success. A lot of us feel like, people are holding us back from success. So how do you push past that, especially when the person is in charge of you? Maybe somebody at work or somebody that is a gatekeeper in some kind of way. How do you push past that towards success? It is free. You can find it on Eventbrite. If you go to Dr. O Masterclass, December 14th, is going to be when I have the event. It's also on my Facebook page and on Instagram. Sign up, because this is a free opportunity for you to learn. I talked about finding purpose earlier. Yes. So in this masterclass, I'll give you the tools to find your purpose, find success, push past those things that have had you stagnant for so long. Because a lot of folks, we set these New Year's resolutions and we set them and we don't do anything about them.
You just say them.
You just say them, right? So now we're going to start in December. We're not going to wait until January. We're going to start in December before Christmas, and we're going to talk about being your own gift to yourself and using this masterclass and the contents from it to be able to live your best life. So you can find it on Eventbrite. You have to register in advance. Please, y'all, don't just show up, because we got to be able to prepare for you. So it's going to be, again, 4351 South Drexel will be where we have the master class. You have to register on Eventbrite. If you need more information, you can go to my Facebook page, Tamela Odom, or you can email me at info@odomcoaching.com to get more information about the masterclass. December 14th, 12 p.m. noon. It's going to be hit. Let's go.
Okay, and also with us, you guys, we have our annual Christmas giveaway. It's also on December 14th. It will be between the hours of 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. at Spencer Elementary School on the west side of Chicago. We will be giving away free food, free toys. We will have people, vendors that give away blankets, hats, scarves, gloves. So it will be the whole 9 yards we will be giving away. So if you have any young people between the ages, well, it's actually free for open ages, but the toys probably go up to 10, 11 years old. But if you have any young people, everything is free, and it's not just for the students at Spencer. So if you have any young people, you can bring them out just for the experience. And if you need any information about that, you can contact us at 773-287-5821. Again, that number is 773-287-5821. So we're getting down to our last minute. Can you give our audience some last minute remarks? If it's somebody that's watching this show and just in need of, just something, Can you give our audience some last minute?
Last minute, we're going to make it real simple. You are your best asset. You are valuable, and you have to act accordingly. If you don't act like you're valuable, nobody's going to treat you like you're valuable. So if you have to look in the mirror and tell yourself every day, I am my most valuable asset until it sticks, do it. We got work to do, and we don't have to be stagnant. We don't have to worry about what other people say. You know that you have purpose, and you need to be able to pull that purpose out. Start by convincing yourself that you are valuable, and then let me help you with the rest.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys, and come back next week, the same time, the same station. Have a good holiday.
This was fun. Thank you for
Thank
inviting
you for
me.
coming.
Good night, everybody.